If you take away subject matter and you really begin to put your nose and your eyes on the surfaces of Van Gogh's paintings after 87, 88, it all becomes about form, technique, line, color, relationships, how everything comes together, and of course that's what raises the hair up on your arms when you look at both Van Gogh's later works as well as the same thing with Clyfford still.
One really important formal link is, of course, Van Gogh's use of impasto, very, very thick, heavy brushstrokes. His paintings have a kind of architectural build-up of the surfaces he lays on broad, heavy strokes of a brush. In turn, Clyfford uses a palette knife to create an almost sculpturesque surface, and that feel for the palpability of pigment, and its tactility, is something which links the two artists' attitude to painting.
Of the most compelling things we discovered in the process of putting this exhibition together were the direct comparisons between the work of Vincent van Gogh and Clyfford Still. And these direct comparisons expose things like their common interests, thematic subjects, and even their approaches to painting.
Famously, Van Gogh produced his painting The Night Cafe. He said it was a kind of place where one could go mad. It's a nocturnal, gloomy scene. One fascinating painting by Clyfford Still from 1936 almost certainly depicts a kind of late-night diner or cafe. In this painting, there's a definite pictorial references to Van Gogh's A Night Cafe. It's not just it's a gloomy scene with a darkened interior, diners, benches and things like that. But above all, you can see it in the lighting. In a night cafe, there seem to be almost aureoles or halos around the lights in the cafe. And in turn, Clyfford Still puts kind of blood-red halos around the illumination, his own version of the night cafe. One of Van Gogh's most famous and amazing developments was to see landscape as a kind of reflection of human beings' feelings and emotions. The sower obviously symbolises a kind of grim reaper figure, but also one who represents the renewal of life through the seasons. He's a dark figure, the landscape is a field, but above that there's an iconic glowing disk of the sun. This is a motif which Clyfford Still takes up again and again in his paintings from the late 1930s onwards, because there are many works in which a dark vertical figure stands brooding in front of a background which includes a dull, glowing red disc. That disc, that solar sun, is surely a reference to Van Gogh's iconic suns hanging in the sky. Perhaps the aspect of Van Gogh's art which most appeals to people and is undoubtedly extraordinary is his amazing colorism. There are paintings of the late 1880s, particularly Still Life, in which he focuses upon lemons, apples, pears, grapes and an orange, in which the actual almost monochromatic colour seems to become the subject of the painting. Yellow as a kind of glowing, vital life force. I don't think it's coincidence that we see the same burning yellow developed into an amazing glowing field of goldness in certain paintings by Clyfford Still from the 1950s. Any residues of the figuration and the natural depictions that Still had done in the 1920s have almost literally been burnt away, and what we're facing is the blaze of light and colour itself.